Welcome to Rich Tribe. Have you ever felt like traditional money advice, things like, hey, just skip your morning latte, is basically designed to keep you playing small? Well, that's because the top 1% are playing a completely different game. While average earners are hyper-focused on saving pennies, millionaires and high net worth individuals are doing things like leveraging advanced asset allocation, tax loss harvesting, and strategic debt to build generational wealth. So today, I'm taking you behind the curtain. We're going to break down exactly how the rich manage their money, and more importantly, how you can apply their exact frameworks to your own life, no matter where you're starting from right now.
Okay, hold up a second. It's really easy to talk about advanced tax strategies when you already have millions sitting in the bank, right? But if the system is rigged for the rich, how does an average guy like me, working a standard 9 to 5, even begin to play this game?
Look, John, that is exactly the right question to ask. It's the biggest mental hurdle most people face. You see, we're conditioned to think wealth starts with a massive inheritance or some lucky break. But the honest truth? The wealth gap isn't just about math, it's about psychology. And that brings us right to our first core concept.
Section 1. The millionaire mindset shift. Wealth fundamentally starts with how your brain is wired to process risk. Before you can manage money like a millionaire, you really have to think like one. And that means understanding cognitive biases. The average investor is absolutely plagued by these. They suffer from what's called loss aversion, meaning the psychological pain of losing $100 is way stronger than the joy of gaining $100. So what happens? They panic and sell the second the market dips. Or they're driven by FOMO, fear of missing out, and they buy into bubbles at the absolute peak. High net worth individuals operate completely differently. They strip the emotion right out of the equation. They rely on rationality, objective data, and strict asset allocation. They know for a fact that markets will fluctuate, but their systems remain rock solid.
I mean, that makes total sense in theory, but overcoming human emotion is tough. How do you actually train your brain to ignore the panic and stop making emotional money moves?
It really boils down to one hidden superpower: delayed gratification. Successful people do consistently what others do occasionally. Financial success doesn't come from one dramatic, lucky stock pick. It comes from hundreds of small, consistent decisions every single day. It's choosing the long-term benefit over that immediate reward. And to build that muscle, you absolutely need a rock-solid financial floor beneath you.
Which leads us to Section 2, funding your fast foundation. Think about it. You can't invest like a millionaire if you're stressed out about paying for a flat tire. The absolute first practical step to managing money like the wealthy is breaking that exhausting paycheck-to-paycheck cycle by building an emergency-proof foundation. The way you construct this is by using the SMART framework. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. You set a highly specific target, like saving your first $1,000, then you ruthlessly cut expenses to free up that cash. And finally, the most important part, you automate. Set up systems where your money transfers straight into a high-yield savings account before you even see it. Trust me, if you don't see it in your checking account, you won't spend it. Man, saving up even $1,000 just feels like it takes forever, especially with how crazy the cost of living is right now. Do I really have to stop living my life to hit this goal? Not at all, John. You can totally still have fun while trimming expenses. You just need some high-impact hacks to accumulate that first $1,000 fast. First things first, call your providers and negotiate your cable, cell phone, and insurance bills. You'd be surprised what a 10-minute phone call can do. Second, instead of dropping $100 on dinner out, host a potluck taco night with your friends. Next up, buy generic store brands. They literally often have the exact same ingredients as the fancy name brands. And finally, do a rootless subscription audit. Cancel the ones you don't use and automatically funnel that extra cash right into your emergency fund.
Okay, let's dive into Section 3, allocating assets like the rich.
Once your foundation is emergency-proof, you're ready for the big leagues. You see, the real secret of the wealthy isn't just how much they make, it's how they distribute it. High net worth individuals perfectly balance explosive growth with necessary stability. They put about 55% of their money in stocks or equities, 21% in bonds for steady yield, 15% in cash for liquidity so they can seize opportunities when they pop up, and 6% in alternatives like real estate, private equity, or crypto. This specific mix protects them from massive, life-altering losses while compounding their wealth at an optimal rate. Wait a second, 55% in the stock market? Doesn't that trigger that exact loss aversion we talked about earlier? What happens when the market crashes? I genuinely do not want to see half my life savings get wiped out overnight.
And that is the exact fear that keeps average investors broke, John. The wealthy simply don't fear market volatility because they have a mechanical system to manage it.
The rich use strict, unemotional portfolio rebalancing. Let's say your stocks have an incredible year and grow to make up 60% of your portfolio instead of your target 55%. The wealthy don't get greedy here. Once an asset moves 5% from its target, they automatically sell the high-performing asset and buy the underperforming one to get back to their original percentages. It literally forces them to do the hardest thing in investing, buy low and sell high, completely removing emotion from the entire process.
Next up, Section 4, Tax Hacks in Direct Indexing. Look, growing your wealth is only half the battle. The other half? Protecting it from the taxman. High net worth individuals meticulously optimize their tax burden because at the end of the day, it's not about what you make, it's about what you actually keep. Okay, so if I want to invest in stocks, everyone always says just buy a standard S&P 500 index ETF and forget about it. Do the rich just buy those same ETFs? Well, they used to, but now they are utilizing something much more powerful called direct indexing. Instead of buying one single share of a fund that holds 500 companies, a wealth manager uses advanced optimization software to directly buy the individual stocks that make up that index.
And here is exactly why this matters. If you own a traditional ETF and the overall market is up, you owe taxes on your gains when you sell. But within that ETF package, some individual stocks definitely lost money. You just can't see them or use them. With direct indexing, because you own the stocks directly, you can systematically sell the individual loser stocks year-round to harvest those losses. You then use those losses to legally offset the taxes you owe on your capital gains. It is a massive efficiency hack that increases your after-tax returns while allowing you to fully customize your portfolio.
All right, now for Section 5, the buy, borrow, die strategy.
This framework, which was outlined in the 1990s by law professor Edward J. McCaffrey, explains exactly how the ultra-rich legally avoid paying taxes. Step 1 is incredibly simple: buy. You use your capital to acquire assets that appreciate in value over time. We're talking real estate, stocks, or fine art. And here is where the magic happens. The government does not tax unsold assets. Even if they have doubled or tripled in value, as long as you don't sell them, you don't trigger a capital gains tax.
Hang on. If you never sell the assets, how do you actually get money to live on? Buy a yacht or go on vacation? Don't you have to pay for everything in cash? And wait, are you saying debt is actually a wealth-building tool?
John, you've just hit the nail on the head. That's the biggest secret of the wealthy. Poor people use debt to buy liabilities, like big screen TVs and fancy cars that constantly lose value. Rich people, they use debt as a tax-free wealth-building tool.
That brings us straight to step 2, borrow. When a millionaire needs cash, they don't sell their stocks and pay a massive 20% capital gains tax, no way. Instead, they go to a bank and use their appreciating assets as collateral for a loan. Because loan proceeds are not considered income by the IRS, that cash is entirely 100% tax-free. And usually, the asset they are borrowing against is growing at a higher interest rate than the cost of the loan itself. So their net worth literally continues to climb while they live off tax-free borrowed money. And finally, step 3, die. Yes, I know it sounds morbid, but estate planning is absolutely crucial. When you pass away, you leave those assets and the attached debt to your heirs. Here is the brilliant part. Under current tax law, inherited assets get a step up in basis. This means the IRS resets the value of the asset to its current market price on the day you die. All that massive growth during your lifetime, the capital gains taxes on it are legally wiped out. Your heirs can just sell a small portion tax-free to pay off the bank loan, and they get to keep the rest, entirely resetting the board for the next generation. These are powerful, high-level strategies that can literally change your family tree forever. But remember, knowledge is only power if you consistently apply it and keep learning. So, before we get to our final, most important step, make sure to subscribe to the Rich Tribe channel, like, comment, and share this explainer with someone who needs to level up their financial game. Moving on to Section 6, building your lasting legacy. You see, the final stage of the millionaire journey isn't just about accumulating a bunch of money for yourself. It's about ensuring that your wealth actually outlasts you. To make strategies like buy, borrow, die actually work in the real world, you need the right legal architecture. This means establishing a rock-solid estate plan. You utilize trusts to protect your assets from probate and creditors, ensuring your money is distributed according to your exact wishes, and minimizing the crushing blow of estate taxes. This is exactly how you transition from just being rich to creating an enduring system of generational wealth. So, I really want to leave you with a final thought to chew on today. Take a hard look at how you're spending your time and your money right now.
Wow, it really makes you think. I mean, We spend 40 hours a week just trying to make enough to pay the bills next month, but we so rarely zoom out and look at the big picture.
Exactly, John. The wealthy zoom out. They understand their own cognitive biases, they automate their financial foundations, they optimize their asset allocations, and they leverage the tax codes to their advantage. So ask yourself, are you just building a paycheck, or are you building a legacy? The blueprint is right here. It's time to start implementing these strategies today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Rich Tribe.